Welcome everyone to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI network. This is Trent along with my co-host J-Bone. J-Bone, what's happening? Say hello to everybody.
Good evening. How is it going, man?
It hasn't been just us in a while. Like just you and I. I'm barely on. So it's odd to see. Everybody's probably in the chat like, what the hell's going on here?
Oh my God, Trent's here.
You're gonna freak out even more because we have a very special guest. We're going right in. We're starting off hot, then we'll get to the post-show review.
Yes.
Very special guest. Very controversial guest, I should say. Right about around these times, it's kind of controversial, but doing a lot of stuff. J-Bone's losing his mind over. I mean, he's shaking his camera. Everything's going nuts over here.
Damn cats.
This particular individual is the talk of Impact Wrestling recently, and a lot in just the last few weeks. Like there is a lot going on, story arcs, character. I mean, you name it. There's a lot going on, but very controversial. Let's bring him. I want to just jump right in and talk to him about it. So let's not waste any time. Jay, can you pop him in? Everybody, Deaner is here. Okay. See, instantly I'll go right for it. Deaner, what's happening, man?
How's it going, guys? I'm happy to be here. Trent, J-Bone. Are you good over there, J-Bone?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Is the cat going to be an issue, or are you good?
No, I just right before we went live, I asked Mrs. J-Bone to distract them all with some treats for a bit, so we should be good.
We are good. That's the intro. That's a good intro, guys. Yeah, man, it's been a very crazy few weeks for myself, Trent, and excited to talk about it. And I know I've had a lot of questions thrown my way from the hardcore Impact Wrestling fans. We've tried some new things, done some new things, some exciting times. So happy to be here to talk with you guys about it.
Me particular, I got to say though, I mean, this is something crazy. You've let's put it in quotes so we don't get flagged for something. But you killed Eric Young. Like Eric Young he's one of the staples of Impact Wrestling, and you took him out. Like that's it. He's done. Like you've gotten rid of. I mean, I grew up with Eric Young around here. What the hell happened here? I did not expect the guy I saw in 2009 coming to date ODB was going to be the one to eventually take out Eric Young for good. I did not expect that.
Well, I mean, that's part of the fun, man. You're not expecting that to happen, and that's part of what I think made it effective.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys know this. You guys are Impact Wrestling fans. Impact Wrestling is willing to think outside the box and try new things. And yeah, when you think outside the box and you're willing to go there creatively, it's going to be controversial, like you said, Trent. But like a famous guy in this business once said, controversy creates cash. Yes. So I'm okay with being controversial. I'm okay with getting people talking. And I'm more than okay with getting more people watching the Impact Wrestling show because we got the best wrestling show on television, in my humble opinion.
100%. We're all about it. Obviously, as you know, we're merged out. We do a show. We have a whole network dedicated to
man.
Brett, right? So,
and we appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Jay, I'll let you get to your question in a second, but I just want to ask Deaner one more thing here. So,
that's all right.
The night that story took place, we're in the penitentiary. All that happened.
Yeah.
Online blew up. Like I saw, my feed was. I mean, yes, I follow that Impact stuff, but you're in there. People are just, nobody saw that coming. That was the greatest thing about it. Which in wrestling today, if you can shock people, if you can get them to go, "What the hell was that?" To me, is awesome. How did the reaction feel to you? I mean, you read. I'm sure you got on your phone after, what? Your Twitter blew up. I'm sure
it did. I've never had my social media blow up as much as it did that night. It was completely just my phone was just going off the hook, and I've never had a reaction like that from anything that I've done, and it was cool, man. I mean, it was getting people to talk about what you're doing and getting people excited about it. And I think it also felt good that Impact trusted that the power of that segment to put it on last. It was the last thing of the television show. Absolutely. And I think that also speaks volumes for everybody involved that made that happen. That was the final thing that people saw on the show to just make people. I think this is true in any television, right? But especially with wrestling, if you can have a show go off the air and literally just leave people like this,
exactly,
you have done your job. And you just said, Trent, a word that very rarely, or a phrase that very rarely gets said in wrestling anymore. You said, I've never seen anything like that.
Exactly.
Right?
What hasn't been done,
What
right?
hasn't been done in professional wrestling. So, I mean, that's the cool thing to me, being able to be a part of something that I said this after it aired, and this blew up on my Twitter. I said, that was the most creative passing of the torch moment in wrestling history. And I stand by that. And the fact that my friend and mentor, Eric Young, was willing to do that for me and give me that moment and let that focus come to me, I will forever be grateful about it. I think we did it in a very, very creative way. And like I said, more creative than any other passing the torch moment in history in terms of professional wrestling.
It's definitely special. It's a moment of the year, honestly. It's one of those that like, and I'm not just saying this because you're here, because I've literally, Deaner, I've seen Impact since Nashville TNA show 1 to today, like to right now. I've never missed one. It's been the one brand that I've consistently watched on TV my whole life. I've seen everything they've done, and it's one it just sticks out. You know, like you remember the cage walk, you remember, you remember AJ and Daniels. I mean, you remember a lot of these moments, man, like debuts, Hogan walking down the ring. But it is one of those that I'm like, I'm not gonna forget that.
Wow,
I
that's
can't
cool,
forget
man.
it, man. I haven't, dude. Yeah, it's amazing. It was so unique. It was just purely outside of the box, like you said.
Wow, that's a big compliment, man. Because all those moments that you just said are moments that are etched in my mind in terms of Impact Wrestling moments, and for you to put that in that category, I never even considered that. I just kind of was just thinking that I was part of something really cool and was just very happy and proud to be a part of something that ended up being so cool. But I mean, for you to kind of put it in your mind as a fan, similar to that, is that's humbling. That's humbling for me, to say the least, man.
I truly mean it. And recently, about a year or so ago, Jay, we did a watch through of all the Nashville shows, so he got caught up on the history of the company, and a lot of moments there. And Jay, I think you'd share my sentiment. This is what, like, we saw Eric Young grow up, right? So that's why it hits you a little more as a I'm a big TV guy. I get involved in television. I get involved in shows, so characters mean a lot to me. EY is a staple of the company. Like, he's been there, whatever, little gap in there for a couple of years, but 20 years he's been there. So it's like seeing a favorite character of yours, like, oh my God. Like, I didn't expect any of like that arc to end like that. And it's like, wow, that's the final stamp of a guy. I told Eric this when I met him. I grew up with you. We're around the same age. Like, I feel like I grew up with you, for the last 20 years. So like seeing that finality to his career in my favorite company is interesting and it's like, and you're attached to that forever. That's why I thought it was really special.
Yeah. And that it is special for a lot of reasons. And man, I got so many things that come out of my head with what you're saying, Trent. So I want to my mind's always racing. So I want to make sure I can get to this. One, it's special. You just said that you grew up with Eric Young for the last 20 years. I literally did.
You literally did. That's right.
I literally did. Like, I've known him since my very first day in wrestling school. So I've literally grown up in the business with him. So it means that much more to me to be involved in that. Number two, you're talking about you're talking about your connection to the characters. And when we all have our favorite television shows, and then when this significant moment happens on this television show, it hits us here. And that moment, you watch it. I've been told this by many fans, and many, many, many wrestlers have come up to me and like, dude, that was like a movie. That was like a mini movie.
100%.
And it was like this a defining moment in any of your favorite drama television show. And I think that's a testament to Impact Wrestling, to be able to create that moment for these characters that fans are invested in. And it's always been my goal in wrestling not to do the coolest move or to get people to chant during my matches. My goal has always been, I want fans to feel something. And if you can make them feel something, an emotion, then you've got them. And you will give them a moment forever. And we all think of all the moments you mentioned, Trent. There's a feeling connected to them. That's why you don't forget them. So I think that's why this is a memorable moment. And man, if this becomes a moment like you're saying, Trent, that people are going to remember because of the way it made them feel, then that makes me a very happy man creatively.
Yeah, I love it. It was controversially enough, J-Bone, after that aired, he was very adamant on inviting me up to his house. He's like, "Hey, we should hang out, man," because J-Bone's kind of been de facto leading this podcast, but acting like I'm not involved in it. But he's like, "You should come up here, man. We need to hang out." I'm like, "This is when do we hang out in person?" Jay's like, "No, why don't you just come up for a nice little sit down?" I'm kind of wondering what you were thinking, Jay. Maybe you got inspired by what he did to Eric Young, but.
Oh, no, it's absolutely nothing like that, Trent. No,
go ahead, Jay.
I wanted to ask you something, Dieter. Now, this says, oh, hello, Oreo. Oreo was saying hello.
Hello, Oreo.
Wow, that really worked.
She knows how to throw things off. Please forgive her. So this passing of the torch, like we were just talking about, I want to rewind just a little bit. And you've had quite the journey just leading into this with EY. How has it been sitting under the learning tree of EY? Now, I know, like you said, like you came in together, but still, there's a lot to learn either way. So how has that been?
Before you answer, I saw
before
your video,
you killed him.
23 years, right? It was your 23-year anniversary of training the other day. I saw you at the school and everything.
Yes, yeah, I've been at this over 2 decades, and
that's wild.
Yeah, man. So, somebody I was doing some. I did an interview for another podcast today, and they told me that I was the Impact breakout star. And I said,
23 years in.
It only took me 23 years to be called a breakout star. But I take that as a huge compliment. I mean, a lot of guys in my position that have been doing this as long as I have can say that they've had, probably their biggest moment in their career 23 years into it. So yeah, that's humbling and pretty cool. But back to your question there, Jay. How much does it mean, and what's it like sitting on a learning tree of EY? I mean, I've learned so much from him, from personal conversations, professional discussions about how we view the business, but I've also just learned working with him for the last 2 years through osmosis, because he's a guy that his trajectory of his career is the same trajectory that I've tried to follow and tried to emulate especially over the last few years, which is part of the story of what we were telling on the television show. Maybe that wasn't super obvious to everybody, but it's there in the peripheral. Heath, especially when I first joined Violent by Design, I mean, he was a guy that was only seen in a certain light. He was the comedy character that, okay, we'll give you this comedy sketch to do and you can make it good, so go do it. And then that'll be your role. And he did that, but he knew that he could do more and offer more than just that on the show. So he put in the work and he proved himself time and time again, and like, give me more. I will knock it out of the park. And then he found himself eventually the heavyweight champion of the company through his hard work and determination. So when I was given the opportunity to join this faction and join Violent by Design and get started in this creative process, that became part of the story. And our original thing on the show, for anyone that really follows it, I know we got some hardcore fans watching, one of the things that he told me in our first prison scene was, they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. And that was his way of getting into my mind. And that was kind of the television show part of, hey man, you have more to offer. You need to become your purest form and show the wrestling world what you really have to offer. And that was part of the whole entire process. So I find myself right now in this moment where I've been passed this torch, and I'm not going to take that lightly. So I'm going to take the torch that's been passed to me from Eric Young, and I'm going to light the world on fire with it, man. That's the goal.
That's amazing, and it's a great start. We've enjoyed this story so far, and I'm a huge fan. I'm an old school fan of the Ascension. Mm-hmm. So the fact that Khan is part of your group, and even Alan Angels coming over from AEW, man, it's like it's kind of like an odd couple bunch, but I mean, I can't wait to see what you guys all do.
I think it's an odd couple group. However, I will give you this. There's a real common thread with the three of us. We are all guys with a chip on our shoulder and with something to prove. Every single one of us has,
I feel you there.
You're right. Every single one of us has been we've never really been given the ball. We've been handed some opportunities but never really been shown like, hey, you know what? Here's the ball. Really show what you guys can do with it. Khan was never given the ball and been able to show what he has to offer the wrestling world. And he's an amazing, amazing talent. Alan Angels, young guy, has so much to offer, was given a little bit in his previous organization and stuff he was doing creatively, but was never really allowed to kind of branch out and really show what he had to offer. Now's our chance as a unit, as three guys, to really take that ball and go, okay, now we have it, and we're not passing it off. We're taking it, and we're going to the end zone with it.
I look at it like another chapter in the whole story because
absolutely,
like, a lot of people, even in the previous iteration, a lot of people in the U.S. didn't know Joe Doring, and we'll talk about Joe in a second.
Yes,
but how many more people know of Joe now because he got featured? Because now let's expose this man to this audience now, and we fell in love with Joe Doring, right? Because it's like now it's like okay, now that can happen again. Now you have Alan and Khan there. It's like okay, cool. Let's see. A lot of people might not know who they are right now, but 6 months from now then they level up and it's like, cool. Now we know, now we're bought into these guys. And now these guys get to finally show what they've known their whole career. It's like, now they have the stage to show it. I think I want to go back to something you said about, how people were saying, oh, you're a breakout star, but and 2 decades in, I guess, would you say to any young wrestler, really, anybody on your own roster who's maybe starting off, and the young guys, is consistently truly the key to this? Like, if you keep believing and going with this and not stopping, is that truly the key to saying you don't know when the break's going to happen?
Yeah.
But if you stay consistent enough, you up your odds of it happening.
I recently had a conversation about this with our world heavyweight champion, Josh Alexander, who's a guy who's
amazing, by the way,
who's just worked his butt off to prove to the world what he has to offer, and he's been killing it. Probably what a year for him. Just
what a great guy to have as your hood ornament of your company.
Totally.
Yeah,
you can't ask for a better guy to represent Impact Wrestling.
Right.
But we were talking about, for both of us in our careers, kind of when we talk to younger guys who want advice, and that we both use the exact same words when we talk to young guys. We say patience and perseverance. And you have to be able to persevere through things and keep pushing through. And but you can't you have to have patience, but you can't just sit back and wait for things to happen. You got to be able to persevere and push through those moments when they arise. So that's something that I've always tried to do in my career. Is I've seen so many guys come and go because they're not patient enough, and then they're given an opportunity when they're not ready for it, and then that opportunity doesn't come up again because they weren't able to knock it out of the park, when they were given that opportunity. I've been ready for the opportunity that I've had for a long time. It just took me a lot longer than some guys get, but I've always told young guys, hey, and this is the same in life, not just wrestling, but in life, when you're given this much responsibility and you show that you can take that responsibility and run with it and do a good job with it, then the next time you'll be given this much responsibility.
Absolutely.
And then you'll do well with it, and then you'll be given this much. And then all of a sudden, your responsibility grows and grows and grows. And that's I've been preaching that for years, but now I can show that I'm living proof of that for any young wrestler that I'm talking to. I've always been just given a little bit, and I keep getting a little bit more and a little bit more, because every single time I knock it out of the park and show what I have to offer. And probably the main person I learned that from was, going back to what we were talking about before, was Eric Young.
Awesome.
He's the exact same way, and I kind of followed his lead on that, and I've been really tried to emulate him in my career, because that's exactly what he did, and that's exactly what I plan to do and to keep on doing.
Very cool. Very cool. Bill just jumped in here. We talked about you, Bill, before you got it. Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Deaner. Bill.
Hey, Deaner.
I'm sure you guys have seen each other at
yeah,
front
good to
rows
see you again, Bill.
around the country.
Yeah. See him all over the place.
Bill, now, Bill, you've been in live when a lot of this stuff's been going on. When this build's been going on, you guys, I'm sure you've seen the reaction from the folks. You being in the crowd itself. I mean, just how people have reacted too, Deaner, like live, just the whole story, the Violent by Design arc, everything. It's been pretty amazing, though. We've talked about it several times.
No, I think we've been saying it over the course of this whole time since Violent by Design started and kind of how it transitioned, how that was all going to happen. But I think it was a great choice, and how it's been executed, it's been flawless. So credit to Deaner. I think we all saw it. We were all, while even in Violent by Design, we could see a bigger role for you, that you were just doing a great job there. And I think that was the natural thing. And I don't think any of us expected how EY was going out, but to see it that way, that definitely is going to be a memorable moment. Like it went right to the top of the infamous Impact hit list. But that's going to be something that goes down. And Impact's so creative, EY could always come back. Even in that situation, it feels like maybe through the undead realm, you never know. But it was great it was a good transition to see now, but no longer Violent by Design. The design, like to keep it similar but different. I think that was a good way to change it. But definitely the crowd, you can see, like, obviously you're seeing the build right now. You're seeing the build, and I think you're going to see that over the course of obviously the next months in 2023. That's going to be the year of the design.
Deaner, let me ask you a question. Are you a TV or movie guy? Because what I'm getting to with that is the acting aspect of this whole thing. I mean, like you said, it was like watching a movie. I looked at those prison segments, even the ones before this, and they did feel like a movie. I got vibes of like different, like those really epic shows. Like I loved like Sons of Anarchy or like Lost, very heavy, character heavy type of shows that really like buy you into like each character you're watching. Are you a big television guy? Did you channel this from something? And is acting in the future maybe at some point?
So there's two parts to that. One, I have done some acting.
Okay.
The first time back in 2009, 2010, after my first run with TNA and when I got released, one of the first things that I did was I played Capulet in a Shakespearean play. On the stage. Wow. A lot of people don't know that, and I wasn't expecting to talk about this tonight, but I'm happy to talk about it. I kind of jumped right in, did some stage acting, and then I've done a few roles on some Canadian television shows, kind of filmed some things some different times. So acting is something I've always very much enjoyed. I've always been comfortable in front of a camera when that red light is on. But the thing about acting, and I learned this in wrestling, and then when I started to talk to actors on set and on the stage, I realized that the same is true in the acting world as it is in the wrestling world. Acting is done best when you're not acting.
There you go.
You're reacting. And you actually hear some old time wrestlers say this, man, like, we don't need actors, just react. And I'll say this to young guys. They're like, what should I do, when you do this in the match? And my responses are the same. I say, respond accordingly.
That's it.
Do what you would do in the moment. So what happens in wrestling and any form of acting is if you don't believe what you're doing, then the crowd's not going to believe what you're doing. But if you believe, like, what is happening and you believe in yourself and you believe in the moment, then that comes across on the camera. So you were talking about earlier about how invested the audience was in these characters and Violent by Design and myself and Eric Young. I'm even more invested because it's me. So take that investment that the fans have and then crank it to 1 million. That's my investment in it because it's me. It's my livelihood. It's my career. So I'm in it. So I'm not acting. This is like, it becomes real. And I am that person in that moment. So it wasn't difficult at all. I just responded accordingly and put myself in that situation. And I lived that moment. And I'm really happy that that's what came across on the screen and that you're saying that felt the same way for you, that you were really kind of watching this film kind of unfold because I wasn't acting. I was literally just reacting and really feeling it. And one of the things that Hollywood calls it, they call it dropping in. meaning you drop into the moment and you live that moment. And it's not always possible, and some guys can't do it. I do it every time I walk through the curtain. As soon as I walk through the curtain, I drop in and I'm living it, man. And it's a little bit harder to do it when you're doing backstage kind of filming, acting type stuff, as if it's in a movie. But I was definitely able to do it for that because I was feeling it and I knew that it was an important moment in my career. So I dropped in and we lived it, man. It was one of those moments where a lot of times after a match, it's hard to go to sleep because your adrenaline's going.
Oh, I bet.
It was hard to sleep that night after filming that because my adrenaline was through the roof because it was real to me, man.
Very cool. So right now on TV, we got Sami Callihan is in the sights of the design. So
yes,
let's talk about that. Then we'll talk what's coming up for you guys because we don't want to keep you too long because the adrenaline eventually needs to chill and you have matches to fight. You have things to do where you're busy guys. We're not gonna give you too long. But let's talk what's going on right now. What was the design? Let's talk Sami Callihan. I mean, you guys have been targeting him pretty heavily the last couple of weeks on TV.
I mean, he's a key factor in what has happened and gone down with Violent by Design and this whole storyline arc. But
which I think people are not remembering, right? Like Sammy's he's a key factor in what caused the shift.
Exactly.
So that character of Sami is another one. It's like, let's not forget where he comes into this whole story here too.
Absolutely. And I think the cool thing about it too is normally, as you're watching a wrestling show as a wrestling fan and you see this new faction come on your television screen, the old wrestling cliche is, all right, so you got this new group and you want them to look strong. So feed them some guys, give them some jobbers, and beat them up and build them up as a group. Mm-hmm. Well, this is a really unique situation where we're not coming in and just this new thing that is just, let's put them on TV for a couple of weeks and have them beat some guys up. We're jumping straight in. We're not. That's the cool thing about Impact is like we're so good at telling stories that it wouldn't make any sense for that to happen. Well, what makes sense is for us to continue this story and this arc that we've been telling for years. Let's keep this going with Sami, and we're going to jump right in with a top guy of the company, a main event level star in Sami Callihan, and we're going to immediately go after him. It makes sense both from a storyline factor, but it also makes a lot of sense professionally. Is that I don't want to just get fed some whatever dudes. No, I'm going for the top guy, and we're going for Sami because it makes sense to go for a top guy, but it also makes sense, in terms of what's happening on the television show that, yeah, man, he's an integral part of the design. So there's some really cool stories you can tell because of that. And Impact Wrestling is the best at telling stories. So that story is going to continue to unfold as the weeks to come. So I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers.
No, we don't want spoilers.
I'm going to tell you that we're not just we're not done yet, and there's some really, really cool things coming down the pipe creatively. So if you thought 2022 was crazy for me, and I thought it was crazy for me, man, 2023, you haven't seen anything yet, man.
What's cool is that Bill's at the tapings, but he'll kayfabe us. He will not tell us anything.
That's good. That's awesome.
He'll be like, I don't know what's going on. It looks pretty rough out there. Like, I don't know what they're up to. And like he'll completely play like he's not, and like we kind of fall into it. We're like, oh yeah, man, what's gonna happen? And like
that's awesome.
So it's good about keeping it. We don't hear spoilers anywhere near this group of friends here at all. So.
That's good though, because I think there's few surprises left in wrestling anymore.
Yeah,
because of the age that we are in. And I remember when I was a young fan, and then even as a teenager when I followed it, I was following the Monday Night Wars. Like I don't want to know I don't want to know what's happening. I want to live it in the moment. I want to just react and respond what's happened to me in the moment. I think unfortunately just the way the world is, things get spoiled and we don't have surprises. I mean, you can have a child nowadays and you can get you can get a scan of your pregnant belly and not only know the gender, but they can do like a 4D simulation and you can actually see the face of your child. Like
What mysteries
Come
are
on,
left,
like,
man?
what mysteries are left? Let's let there be some surprises, and that's really cool, Bill, that you're doing that for J-Bone, Trent, and your friends, because I think it makes being a wrestling fan that much more fun. So there's
Yeah,
cool
I don't
stuff
know
coming
what
down
would be the
down
point of
pipe.
it, knowing everything beforehand. That's the thing. It's like, why go to a movie and know the ending before you get there?
Yeah,
That's
watch it
right.
backwards, right? Before we go, so we have Hard to Kill coming up January, Friday the 13th, January. That's coming up. We still got some. I mean, that's the roads lead to that. We're in the home stretch of December here, and before you know it, it's Hard to Kill time, right? You want to just mention that, and then I know Jay wants to ask you about something on a personal note too. So let's talk about Hard to Kill real quick.
I mean, what's there to say other than, I mean, for me, I want to start by saying I love the name of that pay-per-view.
Me too. I'm a big Steven Seagal fan, so it totally fed me on that one.
I love the name because it sounds cool, but it's also so true for Impact Wrestling.
100%.
Right? This is a company that people have a lot of people have pushed to the side or said like, oh yeah, they'll be done, in a matter of months. And guys, people have been saying that for the last 2 decades, and we're not going.
They were saying it at show 3,
right?
And
exactly.
It's going to be 2023.
Going. And I'm not just saying this because I'm biased, because I'm with the company, and it'd be very easy to dismiss what I'm going to say, but I don't care. You don't dismiss it because it's the reality. Is I think we have the best overall professional wrestling show on television.
Absolutely.
In terms of a talent roster, the creative, the storytelling element, the production, everything. When you take it as a whole, we have the best 2-hour television wrestling show on TV.
That's why we love covering it.
Yeah, man. And so
the most consistent product on TV. It really
100%.
is in terms of 100%. Just encapsulating everything from a story that doesn't die off and go nowhere to the characters that make sense. I get character development. I get story arcs. I get a great fast-paced show and great action in the ring. There's nothing else I want. And there's from a wrestling show than that. That's all I want. And I feel like a lot of people overcomplicate what this is supposed to be. That's truly what we want.
If you want a television program, that's what Impact is. If you want all wrestling, maybe there's something else you prefer. If you want all story, maybe there's something else you prefer. But the best mix is definitely
That's what I'm saying. As a whole, you take that whole package. We got something for everybody. And I've said this after every single pay-per-view, and I'll say it again right now as a hype for Hard to Kill. Nobody does wrestling pay-per-view like Impact Wrestling. Nobody does.
A bunch.
It is the energy and the excitement and the surprises and the different things that happen. We don't pack it with 15 matches. Everybody gets, we just hit those main stories with eight solid matches, or, and everybody has time to tell their story. Nobody does pay-per-view like Impact Wrestling, and Hard to Kill is one of our tentpole pay-per-views. It'll be not just on Impact Plus, but it'll be live on multiple platforms for pay-per-view. So that's Hard to Kill is one of our big tentpole events of the year, and we will not disappoint. Whether you are a hardcore Impact Wrestling fan like yourself that's been following it for years, or if you've never watched an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view, I highly suggest getting Hard to Kill and starting 2023 on the right note, and start following Impact Wrestling, because this year we've got some fun stuff coming down the pipe that I know wrestling fans, new and old, are really gonna love.
Awesome. I'm psyched for it. Friday the 13th, guys, 2023, January 13th. It's Hard to Kill on pay-per-view. Get it. Get your Impact Plus. Impact on Access TV every Thursday at 8/7 Central, so don't forget that. But real quick, Jay, I know you wanted to ask Deaner about something that he's got going on. Aside from wrestling.
It gets a little personal in the real life stuff. I just wanted to share some stuff and segue it into talking to you about you and what you do with visiting schools and stuff. Right here, this is on your social media the other day. It says, just because you're a villain on TV doesn't mean you have to be a villain in your personal life. It doesn't cost anything to be kind. I believe in life. Heroes win, kindness is cool. And I just want to segue that into what you do for kids and visiting schools and stuff. How did you get involved in visiting schools and talking to kids about positivity? And I'm sure there's like an anti-bullying thing that all goes along with that. How did you get to do that? It's amazing.
Yeah, so I grew up in I'll try to make this short, but if you guys got time, I got time.
We're good. We're good.
Okay,
good.
I
I
want to take your time. You're the busy one.
No. I appreciate you guys and love that you do this show and that you dedicate it to our product. So I appreciate you guys. So I want to give you a full answer here. So I grew up in a very small town in the middle of nowhere in Ontario, Canada, population less than 200 people, surrounded by farmland. So I grew up from nothing, man. And so being a kid in this small town where when I would tell people I'm going to be a professional wrestler, I got laughed at. And because nobody in my small town ever went on to do anything cool. And it was not expected of me that I was ever going to be able to follow my dreams just because of the circumstances that I grew up in. So I didn't listen to those people. I didn't listen to the negative influences and the negative thoughts, and I stayed positive. And I surrounded myself with positive people that were willing to help me along the way, like Eric Young, like we talked about earlier, and friends that I met along the way, and coaches from my high school when I got into athletics, and all these people that just really helped me move forward in a positive direction. And after I started, living my dream as a professional wrestler, about 10 years ago, not quite 10 years ago, but about 10 years ago, one of my high school athletic coaches asked me if I could come back to my old high school and talk to the youth about following your dreams. And because I was living proof that you could, follow your dreams, and if you put in the work, you could make your dreams happen. So I did that. And then it went so well that they asked me to, come and do it again for another group. And then another school heard about it. And then they asked me if I would go do it. And then all of a sudden I started to get asked by all these schools. It started to snowball. I started to realize, oh my goodness, I have a second career on my hands here. And I was able to hook up with some different speaking bureaus of traveling speakers. And they kind of started to get me and book me all across the country. And it became and this is my second career. After wrestling, as I'm doing it to this day. I'm traveling all across Canada, United States, going into elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools, and some colleges, and youth programs, and spreading the positive message that you can be whatever you want to be if you're willing to put in the work. And if you have some people, positive influences that come alongside you, then hang on to those people and move forward in your goals. And then once you've learned how to, take that positivity from others, spread that positivity yourself and be a positive influence in this world and pay it forward in some way. And that's essentially what I do and what I talk about when I go into these schools and talk to them. And a really cool thing that Impact Wrestling has started to do, and we've called it Making an Impact. I'm going into some youth organizations like Boys and Girls Clubs and other youth groups, leading up to the television tapings that we're doing. I'll go in a couple days before, and Impact will send me into these youth groups and organizations and share my positive message with them and tell them, and try to go into these communities as a company with Impact and not just give them a really cool wrestling event, but also try to make a difference in the community that we're going into. So I've started to do that over the last, 4, 5, 6 months. I've started to do that with all the communities that we're going into. So I'm really excited to do more of that in 2023. I've got a whole almost week of talks lined up in Las Vegas for February when we're going to be there.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
So
that's amazing.
I'm super excited to be doing that. Because Impact Wrestling has seen the value in that too. In my second career, they see the value that in that, not monetarily value, but the value that it offers a community to go in and really make a difference with the kids and try to spread that positivity. So I couldn't be happier about being able to do that, and I feel very privileged to be able to do that and go into communities and do that. So thank you for asking, Jay. I very much love doing it. It's something that I kind of fell into by mistake, But I believe there's no accidents in life. There's no such thing as a coincidence. I feel like it was something that I was meant to fall into, and I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing when I go around and I speak to youth about those things.
I just think it's amazing, and I thank you for doing that, because I've following you on social media for within the last handful of years, and noticing that I noticed it one day. I don't remember exactly when, but I saw that you're doing this, and you're going to schools and connecting with kids, and that level of positivity is so needed. And I wish more people would do it, but the fact that you do it, hopefully that will inspire other. I know some other companies do a version of that, but somehow it feels like you're doing. There's a level of authenticity that comes with that, and I just want to thank you for doing that.
Oh, I appreciate that very much. Yeah,
the authenticity you mentioned. I was so inspired by the passion I felt when that talk started, because you guys are watching live. I just saw, you probably saw the same thing. You lit up, this was from the heart. There was so much passion in talking about this, and that's how there's such an authenticity to the message that's going around. So I'm very inspired by that, and I love it, and I would absolutely love to just be a fly on the wall on one of those if you ever come to Chicago here and do something like that.
I did. I actually spoke. I went into the Playerz Center, which is a youth group in the Chicago area. I went and spoke there, and I'll probably go there again. Probably one of my favorite youth groups I've ever visited.
Awesome.
Actually, was in kind of downtown Chicago, and they were so appreciative, man, of me going in there. And then the really cool thing that I do after I get to speak with these groups is, after I've really inspired them, with my message, then I get to say, oh, and also, guys, Impact Wrestling wants to give you guys some free tickets. And then, man, the pop in the room, like, oh my gosh, you go into a room of like underprivileged kids that have never got to go to something like that, and then you give that to them for free. Man, like their eyes their faces lit up, and they took a whole busload to the show when we were in Chicago, and kind of gave them an experience that they never have had in their life. So cool. Yeah, man. I couldn't be more proud that I get to do that, and really happy that Impact Wrestling has given me opportunity to go in the communities and do that, and see the value in that, and see that, like I said earlier, it's more. It's one thing to go in and into a town and community and entertain them. But if you can go into a community and not just entertain them, but also make a difference, what's better than that?
Awesome. Yeah,
those are the great stories you don't see on TV.
That's true. You don't see that stuff on TV as much, and I wish we would more, but obviously, we get to hear it here and follow. Can you plug your social media? Where can people follow that, and the career and the wrestling career too? Where can they kind of just be in touch with you on what you're doing?
I feel like I missed out when I logged into your software here, and everyone's got their social media.
We can add it in there.
Things, and I didn't put my ad on there.
Your link tree is in the description of this video, so all they got to do is go to the link tree, and then the
beautiful.
I say the face box, the Twitter box, and the Instaneck. It's all there.
It's all there. It's all there. Yes, those are my three main sources of communicating with people and sharing my message, whether it's my wrestling that I'm doing or the speaking stuff that I'm doing. It's all on my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then I also I'm old school too. I have a website which has a lot more of my speaking stuff is there. Just CodyDeaner.com. But that also, you go to CodyDeaner.com and there's links to all my social media and some blog stuff that I've written recently and some things that I'm doing. So if anybody is watching this, if you're involved in professional wrestling, if you go to any of those social media things and you want to book me for your event, then I'm doing bookings too. My year's starting to shape up, and 2023 is getting busy. It's only going to get busier, but I'm still doing independent dates, which is another thing I really love about working with Impact, is I can still kind of be involved in the independent scene and see where the true passion lies, which we all know is on the indies. So I get to see that in the younger talent. So I've been doing that, doing seminars at these events too. I would do a lot of pre-show seminars with younger talent before an indie show, so I'm available for those. And then if there's somebody that thinks, hey man, I'd like to see if my principal would bring Cody Deaner to my kid's school, hit me up on social media, and all my information is there. My booking email is on there as well. So all bookings, whether it's for wrestling or for speaking or seminars or autograph appearances, I'm very available on all my social media platforms.
Very cool. Now, you're a busy guy. Are you available to have a cup of Timmy Hortons with us when we get to Canada one of these days?
Absolutely.
All right, because I'm a big Tim Hortons guy.
Okay, well, we've announced that we're coming back to Windsor.
We're all going. It's drivable for me. It's like
you guys are all
hours.
Going. You're all going.
We're doing a big meetup there, man. We're all hanging out.
I knew Bill would be there. Bill's front row and everything. Default. I knew he'd be there.
Yeah,
but yes, I promise you right now, we will all share a Timmy's. We will all share a Timmy's when in Windsor. Let's make that happen.
Let's do it. I was in Toronto a couple months ago, and I came back with so much Tim Hortons. I'm a big Tim Hortons nerd, man. I got merch. For a guy in Chicago, I got way too much Tim Hortons merchandise and coffee in my kitchen right now.
Oh, that's great.
But let's do it, man. We'll try to work that out. If we can get a few minutes of your time when we're in Canada, we'll get some Timmy's, and then
absolutely
we'll connect for sure. But guys, don't forget Hard to Kill, Friday the 13th, 2023. It's going to be on pay-per-view. All roads are leading to that right now. Impact and Access TV every Thursday night. It's just at Cody Deaner is the social media, right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Follow him, CodyDeaner.com. Also, just connect with him. And like you said, if you want to get in touch, you have questions, send him over. He'll talk to you. He'll let you know what the deal is. But you're a pretty open book, man. I really appreciate how candid you were with everything and how willing you were to talk about everything. It's really awesome to get that kind of honesty. And
absolutely.
And just
my pleasure, guys. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys are helping get more eyes on the best wrestling show on TV. So 100%. I appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, buddy. We'll definitely check in with you later on. But thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it. Be in touch, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
See you, man.
See you,
everybody. All right. Let's pop him out there. All right. How about that? Huh? Cody Deaner.
What a guy. What a guy.
Wow. How cool is that, man? He was such a nice
design.
Guy. It's the design. It's I mean, some people are like, well, you're gonna kill his character. You're exposed with a nice guy. You're like, I don't think he gives a shit. He is a nice guy. He's a good dude.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to at least throw that in at the end, is because I have noticed that over the last few years, and I'm like, man, this guy's visiting schools on his own and talking to kids. I'm like, how amazing is that? Look at that. Oreo's so happy she's screaming from the other room.
No, I'm glad you mentioned it, J-Bone, because if you didn't mention it, I was going to mention it myself before he left, because that I'm with you. Like, that's it's something you don't see often. Like, like there are a few people out there where you like, obviously, Cena, what he does, like in the past, what he's been doing for all that. But to see what Deaner's been doing over the years with the schools, that's something that you just got to give credit to him for doing all that. So that's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's very cool, man. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. He spent actually a little more than double the amount of time we were allotted. So very grateful to him. Everybody, please, TNI fam, send him a thank you for being on the show and spending all the time he did, because he didn't have to go that long with us, and he truly did. And I'm very grateful for that. So big thank you to Deaner. We're going to do a review. We won't take too long with it. We'll definitely jump in here and do that. But Jay, any news you want to just talk about while we all get results pulled up here and everything?
I think I covered some stuff the other day. I hope I didn't overstep my boundaries, but I'm going to drop it in here. I'm going to drop it in here.
Billy's already scaring me with this. When J-Mo gives a preface, like a warning like that, something's wrong. Jay, while you're doing that, I just want to thank. We had some super stickers. Justin, thank you for the super sticker, please.
Thank you.
Please, please, thank you. I should say, please and thank you. And then Bell's Boy with another $5 right there. So thank you very much, you both. We got to get them both a couple of Scott D'Amore's here, right? Where's Scott D'Amore at? We need to give him some shouts. Bill, is it you guys move every time I come in here? It's like going to somebody's house and they move everything around.
It does feel that way. Give me a second here.
Well, you guys, everything's moved around in the back. What the hell? What did Kyle put in here? Holy crap!
Oh, hold on. No, don't touch them yet. Don't touch this.
All right, I'm not touching it. There's a bunch of new ones in here. I don't want to touch them. I don't know what's going on here. This is kind of freaking me out. Guys, if you could see our backstage thing, it's kind of freaking me out what's back here. And I think somebody bumped Demore for some of these.
You know
I think
what?
Demore's gone.
Oh no!
No. We're good.
Impact Wrestling.
Oh,
Where was it?
Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, where do they hide it?
There, yeah, it's towards the bottom. It's towards the bottom.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Can we name it something else?
This is
Impact Wrestling.
There it is. Okay.
Here's another classy moment from the world of Scott Demore right here.
Get him out! Get him the hell out!
I'm gonna really bolden the title of it in backstage here, so we all can't miss. That's a popular one amongst the listeners, right? The more Impact Wrestling. There it is. Now, there we go. You can't miss it now. Okay, Jay, what did you want to talk about?
If anyone is following Taylor Wilde's social media, looks like something horrific is happening to her. Like someone took over her social media. She's gone missing. Taylor Wilde may never be coming back. If you've seen her social medias, you know what's happening. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just head on over to her Twitter box, head on over to her YouTube page, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
I must have missed this because my feed's still all wonky, so I haven't seen it. I gotta look at this now.
Well, if your feed is wonky, you better fix it. But there is someone who popped up in these videos while these horrific acts are happening to Taylor Wilde from Impact Wrestling.
Wait, Jay, you mean from
Impact Wrestling?
Go.
Yes.
I like
that.
the fade we have. We got a nice little fade out going on now. It looks very go ahead, Jay.
Yes. So
very classy. A classy show.
We're not talking about high top fade.
You guys really change things around while I'm not here. You guys really class this joint up a little bit. Bill's got leather on, for God's sake.
Well, there's a reason.
Oh, we'll get.
They want to tell. Oh, wow! We're celebrating today. We're celebrating.
But I still had my.
Oh yeah, I'm glad we wore different colors. That was good. It worked out pretty good.
I'm just supporting the show. I'm a selfish son of a bitch over here.
I was wearing my other one all day today. My Blue Eagle one today. Ooh. That's what I wore out today. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
So, if you noticed, there is a certain former Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Champion who made an appearance in one of the last videos, along with some, let's just say, familiar theme music.
I did not see this. I must have missed it in my timeline.
One of my favorites, all-time favorites over the course of the last, we'll just say between 4 to 5 years in this company that we love, ladies and gentlemen, Su Yung is returning to Impact Wrestling. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready?
She just started some new social media or new Instagram, and she's been posting more. So that's okay. Hey, getting Su Yung back in. Su Yung to me was one of the highlights of the last 5 years in the Knockouts division, especially the last two. 2 to 3. Like what she did in during the Susan era was something else.
Susan. Yeah, just how she's evolved over the last few years and has done everything from scaring the hell out of me to making me laugh uncontrollably.
Oh my God.
She's done it all. Look, Oreo, huge fan. Don't you just love her? Yes.
I want to hear Oreo react. But no, that's awesome. That's very cool. I'm excited. That made me even more excited now. But we had 2 more super stickers. Just wanted to shout them out real quick, gentlemen. Thank you guys very much. We had a Ronan with $4.99. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And then Bells with another $5. Hey, what do we hog the
Impact Wrestling?
One more, Bill. One more. There was 2. Oh, give him one more.
Impact Wrestling.
Look, I'm on like 3 times a year now. Okay, let me have a little bit.
Yeah, we got to give him something.
I mean, come on,
special
guys.
appearance.
I'm as much of a guest on the show as Deaner was at this point. For God's sake, come
Trent,
on.
how does it feel to be back on the podcast?
Hey, it feels great to be back here, right here on the podcast.
just as long as we're not sharing stories from real life, like if you're doing the same thing that Deaner's doing in prison yards, dear God, I hope not.
That'd be doing it there, right? In prison yards, guys, you got a chance. I'm like, man, kill this motherfucker. Like, that's what happened to me. Yeah, Deaner gets the nice kids. I love that he's doing that. By the way, I gotta stress again. How cool was that? He's such an inspiring guy. I do like that. Here's Ashton. Here's total nonstop Oreo. We need a T-shirt, Jay, for Oreo. Total nonstop Oreo.
Well,
okay,
we kind of have one. There is a TNI shirt with a cat on it.
We do have the cat.
Yeah,
we'll say that's Oreo then. We'll say that's Oreo.
Yeah, a much more ferocious version of
Oreo. Big show today, though. Any other news, Jay, before we jump in? I don't want we had everybody for an hour, so I don't want to keep them too long tonight.
No, I don't think so. Not that I can think of. No.
Bill, real quick.
I know because it's a hot topic. I'm shocked Jabo didn't bring it up. Whoa. But I know Tommy Dreamer was on Busted Open, and he does work for Impact Wrestling. And the name of a certain individual that just got released up north was discussed. I know it was discussed in our internal chat the other day. Rose. He said if she doesn't go to AEW, Impact would be happy to bring her on. So just figure
funny how
drop that.
Default. Well, I guess if he doesn't sign her over there, which she's like, because he signs everybody over there.
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of maybe the inside joke.
Well, if he doesn't sign her, like we know he's going to, we're going to definitely get. But hey, listen, if she does, she does. That'd be great. Why not? Right? She was a big name for several years. Why not? She could be an added addition to the a strong addition to the Knockouts division, which I think is an always evolving division ever since its beginning.
Yeah.
It's had a couple of. I mean, listen, you even had moments where the Knockouts division became thin, and even the girls who were in it, like the handful at one point, still held it down. So it's a division that is always moving. It's always fluctuating. It's always something going on. Why not? If you can make it work, make it work.
Yeah, and I'll even say, it's for seeing Mandy Rose wrestle for many years. I'll say in the past, I myself on my own channel have been critical of her performance in the ring, and she's absolutely stepped it up, like many others that I've seen over the years. So, I mean, controversies aside, if she joins Impact Wrestling, yeah, sure.
There's a lot of reaction to this one. Oh, Bonner got me good with this burn. Trent, the 3 times you're here is longer than your marriage. Now that's for damn sure. That's for damn sure.
Wow.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Real quick, Bill, little live corner, like a little live react corner. Just want to just touch on how was the live feeling of this show title win? Just the the live front row buzz.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I don't know everyone's how they feel about how it looked. They did add screens on both sides of the arena this time,
like on the sides,
on the sides. They had large screens. So instead of looking back at just the big entrance Tron, there was side screen. So I thought that added a little bit to it. Instead of bleachers towards the back, they just had straight rows. But I thought that was I think that worked. I think they got more people kind of in there. But it was, I thought it was, the crowd was into it. Obviously, they were there not too long ago. So I'm sure there were some definite familiar faces, some people I've seen. So I think they are kind of hitting some same markets, but there was enough time. It wasn't like that was a while back. It wasn't too quick. So I think they did a good job of getting people there. I know I think people probably want to know about attendance because I think that was a hot topic going in there. I would say in that roughly 500 range, which I think compared to last year, it's probably similar. I'm thinking maybe a handful here or there, but I think the crowd though I think they were into it. I think they were.
It was a hot.
Was probably more animated more animated than probably the last time. They did do this show a little later. I think they may have started earlier the first go around. Like, I think they may have did like a matches starting sometime around like 6:15, 6:30 with like showtime at 7. I think they did like more like 7:30. So, and remember, this is Friday, Saturday. I think that was when they were doing the Saturday, Sunday schedule.
Gotcha.
Previously.
Yeah.
So I think this was a good setup there. But no, I think through the rest of the year, you'll see some good shows, crowds into it. And you always see how it is. Like, production is always different at different places. But I thought everything came off pretty well on TV tonight.
Yeah, it looked really good today. I thought the crowd was hot. It was a hot 500 or so, whatever it was, and they were animated. I just think that the show had a lot of life to it. Lights were good. I mean, it just looked like a good live event and a fun one to be at. So I'm all in. I think this was a good Florida. It's Fort Lauderdale, right? This was
Yeah. This is out the Pembroke Pines, so not far from Fort Lauderdale. I stayed at Hollywood Beach again, like I did last time. But I did, and I won't get into that. But I was on fumes because I had a heck of a trip out there. There was a reason I wasn't on the review last Thursday.
Whoa!
Because I was still
this
at
is
the
Patreon
airport.
content, but the Patreon.
I was still at the airport. I was still at the airport due to many airport snafus.
You need to spice it up. It's not we got a story. Bill got into some real shit. You know, I don't know. There was all sorts. There was animals involved at one point. We don't know. I mean, well, when Patreon resumes in 2023, we'll tell you that story. Bill, you need to lie. You need to make it all up at some point.
Wait, you said Hollywood, Florida. That's Ziggler's neck of the woods, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Who do you think he was hanging out with down there when he couldn't make it to the show? He was on all freaking night.
I didn't want to assume, but I know there's
very cool. All right, well, that's interesting. That's good. So yeah, anybody in Florida, make it down. The crowd's obviously a fun crowd to be a part of. You know.
Yeah, I think there was because like it's about 3.5 hours away from like the Orlando area, and obviously there'll be Kissimmee in January. So obviously there will be fans, I think, that go to both shows. Not all, not probably a huge number, but there will be ones that come. It's like, but obviously Florida's a wrestling hotbed right now. You can probably go to wrestling. I was talking to different people, at least 4 nights a week, probably.
I'll tell you something. A buddy of mine, Coach Gino, for anybody who knows Coach Gino in the Chicago area, was at Disney with his wife, Disney World in Orlando. He texted me. He goes, "Guess what I just ran into at Disney World? Coach D'Amore and Giselle Shaw."
That doesn't shock me.
Coach from Coach. Listen, I don't know what
I got to say this because I ended up. I extended my stay a few days and did the old Universal haunt.
Oh yeah, that's thing, man.
Yeah, so I was in Universal for a couple of days. The last day I was there, which was Tuesday, I was wearing my Johnny Swinger T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
3 different people came up to me and were like, "Nice shirt, Swinger." Like, so, kudos to the swing man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh man, no, we didn't get rid of that one, did we? Please tell me we didn't get rid of the Swinger sound bites in here. Well,
there's got to at least be one.
There's at least this one.
And I want my pizzles back.
But the classic, where's my classic?
It's you got it.
Where is it?
You guys swing?
There you go.
Oh, thank God, bro. Jesus, they thought that was gone. All right, let's jump
Kyle
in.
Doesn't get rid of the good stuff.
No, yeah, Jesus.
All
right, let's get in here. Let's jump in. So we had a big show tonight. Title change happened tonight, so we're gonna go through them pretty quick. We're not gonna keep you guys too long. It's already an hour in, and again, thank you to Deaner for staying with us.
Oh, and I got to give one little piece of news that I saw online to one of our newest signings, one of the gut check winners, co-winners.
Yeah,
Jason Hodge. Congrats
today
on getting engaged.
Congrats, Hodge.
I see a big future
tremendous
for Jason Hodge.
He's a good kid. I got to work with him 2 times at AAW. He's a good dude. Good dude. I'm happy for the break. He got some TV time today, which we'll talk about as well.
Yes,
so
it's very fitting timing.
Perfect timing. I think it was good for both the guys. We're going to talk about that. I want to spend a few minutes on that one. And now Jay's been a big fan of the other guy in that segment, so we're going to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
And I want to give an early heads up. you got to stay tuned to the end of tonight's review because I'm bringing back a segment.
Oh, this is new to us. This is all news to us, guys. We have no idea what he's talking about. But I'll tell you what.
This is sick. This is sick. This whole place is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, that's probably what's going on. All right, cool. Stay tuned, guys. Let's go through the review here. Match one was Eddie Edwards and Delirious. Now, if you're an ROH guy, ROH is in the news again a little bit recently with AEW turnover of ROH. But Delirious, longtime booker of Ring of Honor, also longtime staple of the company. Jay, did you know Delirious was the booker for like the last 7 years or so of Ring of Honor?
I did hear about that, but what confuses the heck out of me is you hear him on TV and you can't understand a damn word he's saying. How does he connect with, I mean, is there some certain kind of like sign language that they use backstage to like translate the gibberish that he's doing? Is this like a Kazarni thing? Please, can you explain this to me, Trent? What's going on here? I'm a little
I cannot explain, but somehow somebody types up his subtitles, so that's how it works.
That's amazing.
They follow him around. They just follow him around. Awesome. So, fun stuff. It was the way to get Eddie back in. They linked it to their Ring of Honor history, which I thought was a smart thing to do. I like that. It kind of tells you a little bit about, a lot of people might not remember Delirious because he was backstage the last couple of years too. So good way to just let you know who he is, let you know what's going on with him and the history of Eddie.
Several bookings since 2010 here. Thank you.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, long time.
Wow.
He replaced Adam Pearson. Is that what happened then? Okay. Holy crap. It's been that long with him. Wow. But good for him. I'm glad if he's a regular, I'm all in. I don't mind. I like Delirious. I think he has the place. I could see him in Decay, maybe. Who knows? We could maybe fit him in there. There it is. It's pretty much that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Ashley,
you. Can you translate that, please, Ashley?
Yeah.
But good stuff. Just to get Eddie, you needed to get Eddie back in the groove here. Eddie's been the way they had to end Honor. I don't know more. Just kind of disjointed Eddie a little bit. They did a great job with writing for him to be kind of doing his own thing and finding himself. So you didn't worry about him for a month or so. And now it's like, okay, we got to bring him back into the fold. Perfect feud to do it with. I think it's some good history. Jay, any thoughts on this one?
It was fun. I've heard of Delirious throughout the years, barely have seen him. So it was cool to see what he could do when the focus was on him and Eddie, and knowing that there is that history, going back to Ring of Honor and stuff. It was fun, and it's a rare thing when you see another wrestler wrestling without shoes, and that always comes up. So
yeah, always a fun one. Eddie wins with he pins him, and he gets the 3-pound on that one. Afterwards, he looked like Eddie was going to turn face, and then Yuya Uemura comes out. I'm sorry, Eddie turned on Delirious. Yuya comes out to make the save.
Tries to take the mask off.
Tries to take the mask off.
No.
Oh,
but we get a return on this. So Jonathan Gresham came back on this, so that was interesting. Now,
unfinished business.
I love it, Bill. I think it's great. Gresham and Edwards, fucking perfect. Perfect for both of them to go into. I think it's perfect for Eddie to be like, oh, well, I was an Honor No More. You were a Ring of Honor guy. I need to finish this now.
Oh, there was a reason it was supposed to be at Rebellion. It was one of the matches I think we were all looking forward to the most. But then some crybaby in Jacksonville had a temper tantrum. But it's good that we're finally going to see it.
Yeah, very nice. We need a soundbite for that. That one deserves a soundbite. You know what? This one right here, this one I think is perfect.
If you have small children, please ask them to leave the room right now.
This was Bill goes shooting. Very cool. I think it's a perfect thing to transition to. Backstage, D'Amore's with Josh, and he said that wrestling Mike Bailey for 60 minutes was the best thing before Hard to Kill. Just kind of get him warmed up and everything. He respects him. They talk a little bit. Tommy comes in. They're he's a little apprehensive with Tommy. Tommy apologizes, say I was wrong. I'm sorry. And you know, he says one thing is it's just not. He's like, I just don't know if I can trust you. Basically, give him the whole like, I don't know if I can trust the guy. You know, he's pissed off at him for trusting Bully, and he's a little skeptical of Tommy now. So, but we go to a Bully Ray match. Bully Ray and John Skyler, total squash. What was it? 30 seconds? Not even.
It's about 10.
10 seconds,
if that.
Scoop, slam, pile driver. That's it. Done.
That was as long as Josh Alexander's first title reign.
Yes, and go ahead, Bonifer. It was as long as my first marriage.
I was trying to save you. The comparison.
No, you know who's going to go in there. I like this. I thought Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I thought it was Eddie Murphy's Delirious. Great stand-up comedy special. I'm sure J-Bone's seen Delirious with Eddie Murphy.
I've seen that one. I saw
Raw. That was a good one too.
Raw, yeah. All very, very. I mean, you couldn't do that today. You know,
those days are over, man. You cannot do all the shit we grew up on today.
No. Between that,
you can always listen to Party all the time.
Yeah, great track. It's a great track.
Party all the time will go on forever.
Forever. Very, very Terry Funk like forever. Tommy's music hits. The whole crowd goes ECW bananas on this one pretty heavily, heavier than I thought. But Fort Lauderdale was also an ECW town. Let's not forget that back in the day. So I reminded myself that when I was like, man, well, they're really into the heavy ECW champ. But I remembered that was one of their tour stops.
Florida and ECW makes sense.
Yes, for sure. Him and Bully go at it. At one point, Tommy starts tearing up, and Bully Bully's a great goddamn heel, man. Anybody who's pissed off at him being there is out of their mind. This dude is like, he's heat. He's definitely heat. Because at one point, Jay, he goes, I don't give a shit about your sick mother or whatever. I was like, holy crap.
The heat.
That'd be hard
one.
for me to take, even if I wasn't working, you know. Like, what the hell? But
yeah, that's some old school emotion right there. That's oof.
Bill in the crowd. I mean, live. This had heat. This felt hot. This felt hot on TV.
This had heat. Because you look at it, you got Bully. It might honestly give the best heel promo in wrestling.
I think so.
Like since the Bully Ray days,
yeah.
In Impact when in TNA when he honed that character down with the aces and eights and the turn, he kind of went to a new level. And what he's doing now, like he's got a skill. Like he'll find someone in the crowd to kind of pick a fight with. He'll find a kid to go overboard with. He just knows the right buttons to push. Like when Tommy had House of Hardcore shows, he just has that niche to get under people's skin.
Yeah,
it's a skill. And it's something that he does great. Like you just look at it like, who is he? Like he was going online with Brian Pillman Jr. today, just giving him a bunch of heat. Like he's great. He can't stop himself. He's just too good at it.
He's wild,
and
man.
Tommy, like no one gives like the heartfelt, emotional speech like Tommy Dreamer.
Absolutely,
he can really do that. But I honestly, to me, it feels like there might be even more behind that with Tommy. So I think you're just seeing that even more with him. So, but this definitely had to, like when Bully's out there, you're getting it. Like I know there were doubters on the Bully Ray thing. I guess I've seen enough of Bully over the years where I said I'm totally on board with Bully, with the caveats of not any. And same thing with Hogan back in the day. Fine with Hogan. You can't give certain people too much power or too much political sway. That's where usually things can go awry, especially with Bully. Like Ring of Honor, he got too much, and that was not good. But if he's just a character and there to put people over, fantastic.
Absolutely. And that's what you need. Those heat-seeking missiles on your roster. You know, like everybody can't be doing the same thing. You need
like honestly, if it's not Bully right now, who is it?
That's who has that kind of style, you know?
Yeah,
like,
you need that. It's giving something to the show that if you don't have them, you would notice it missing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need that heat-seeking missile on your roster that can really just stir something, like
he can stir the pot at any point.
And a lot of like Deaner was saying, a lot of the stuff's been done, a lot of it's been done, and it's been, you got to find ways to be different, and that's what it is. It's you be different. The stuff like that. I mean, they were swearing, they were beeping swears today. Mother effer this, and all that. Jay, I mean, that's like, I know it's like a Tuesday at the J-Bone dinner table, but shit, it's television. You can't do that.
It's
on
hardcore, man. Yeah, and then I just get it. I get, they throw if I get that hardcore, man, Mrs. J-Bone just throws a bowl of mashed potatoes at me. So yeah, I had to tone it down. Hey, I just want to let you know, I didn't want to just drop this in here until I knew it was confirmed. Just to let you know, here's some late breaking news.
Can we do the news? Can we do the news bit, please? Can we do the news? I haven't done this in ages. I'm not even here anymore. It better still be in here. If somebody took the news thing out, I'm pissed.
No, it's still here.
I got it. Here we go. Here we go.
Jiminy Christmas.
And now, J-Bone's news. We stuck it in an hour and 15 minutes into the show and threw off the entire momentum. But we're going to do it anyway. Take it away, J-Bone.
Searching for my fake wrestling news.
Go ahead, Jay.
So here we go with some late breaking news. It is now confirmed, ladies and gentlemen, right after the match for Hard to Kill is confirmed, we have, that's right, Jonathan Gresham has signed with Impact.
It's rare that Impact does that too. So that's
the night of.
They've been doing it a little more lately. It's been a while. They kind of got away from that, and now
I saw Ronan Blue put in the chat. So thank you, Ronan, for pointing that out.
Thank you, Ronan, for that. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I wanted to double check it after he put it in there. I didn't want to, as I say, assume that it was correct. So yeah, just wanted to double check it before.
And you know what, Jay? Just because I don't know if you noticed this, but I believe I try to avoid, but there were definitely murmurs in the social media landscape about Jonathan Gresham and Impact Wrestling. And I think all those dirt sheets were kind of saying he wasn't signed, was the story they were all running with. He just showed up there, but he wasn't signed, I think was the, let's just say, fake wrestling news take.
Oh, because there can't be anything positive in the world of Impact Wrestling now, can there? Oh, my God. It's a sinking ship, didn't you hear?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Very cool. Congrats to Jonathan Gresham. Congrats to Jordan Grace for having her husband on the roster with her. That makes for another couple on the roster. A lot of couples on this roster.
That couple is solid as a rock, and you see it on social media, and it's great to see. You get a strong individual like Jonathan Gresham and a powerful influencer like, Mrs. Gresham, or shall we say Jordan Grace, of course, Knockouts champ. They're both killing it. So tremendous addition to the roster. Can't complain.
Welcome, man. X Division is about to get hot. That's good for the X Division. I'm excited about that.
Oh, good for any division. Absolutely.
But that dude's got X Division written all over him. So let's see it. Next match up here was major players, Myers and Cardona versus Decay, Steve and Taurus. I love that these guys are a team finally, because they're best friends. And I love when real life best friends get to do shit like this. I think is awesome. And it's pretty good. I mean, it was a short match. It wasn't long at all. Major players won this one. It wasn't really, it was just something you got to further the major players. That's the main thing. They were banned from rings, or banned from the building tonight after their match, I believe. So they couldn't get involved in the main tonight. So, but
let's not forget what happened to Crazy Steve before the match.
Oh, I didn't mention. Go ahead. Yeah, we forgot the Trey Miguel thing. I'm sorry. Mention.
Yeah, he got tagged.
He got tagged. Trey with the spray paint now. It's like a neon NWO going on here. That's what's happening here. Tagging belts. He's tagging people. I mean, Trey Miguel being a bad guy. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
It's refreshing. I like it. I like it. I mean, there's an old school feel to it because you look at the green and I think of like old school DX. Not that he's doing anything.
I thought you were thinking of Global Force Wrestling.
Oh, well, the green. It's the same green. Oh.
No, that was a totally different green. Let's not talk about that.
Hey Jay,
I don't know what the hell color that was.
If I could take a mid-show minute talk about our sponsor really quick, Manscaped, guys, manscaped.com.
Yes.
Can we talk about real quick? For Christmas, if you order now, you still have time to get everything in for Christmas. So if you go to manscaped.com, promo code TNI, 20% off, free shipping to wherever you're shipping it to. So go and get your last minute Christmas gift. I love it. I'm not bullshitting you. I absolutely love the set that they sent us. It is awesome. I was telling a buddy the other day, I was like, I get the hype. Now that we have it, I get the hype. So just want to play we have a little commercial. It takes about 30 seconds-ish, not even. Here's a little commercial for you guys, in case you need a reminder of why it's great.
I'm here to tell you people about Manscaped. See, when you're a card-carrying member of the Peanut Club, presentation is everything. In my opinion, with a clean shave, you can turn that cocktail frank into bun length. That's right, folks. Kiss your Vienna sausage goodbye and upgrade your grooming habits with Manscaped. And guess what, folks? We got a special deal for the TNI fam. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use our promo code TNI at manscaped.com. That's right, folks. 20% off and free shipping when you use our promo code TNI at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
The best part of that commercial is J-Bone and Alicia reacting up top. Because neither one saw that's coming at all.
Bun length.
Don't forget, take care of your chestnuts this holiday season.
Yeah. If you really want to get your chestnuts roasted, you better take care of them, guys. I mean, that's the way to do it.
Oh, see, I was going to throw it on the opposite direction and be like, don't let your chestnuts get roasted this holiday season. Use Manscaped. Avoid the roasting.
Or whatever you're into. You might like them roasted. Whatever it is.
Jiminy Christmas.
As long as they're smooth.
Major Playerz did beat Decay on this one. Solid match, just furthering them a little bit. I don't see anything too major here between those two teams. I think it's more for the players to just rank up a little bit. A lot of hints dropped for those guys all night tonight. So, and then we got the contract signing. Mickey and Jordan backstage with Demore and talking about the last rodeo.
Before you do that, I just want to I throw a little speculation in there every great once in a while. I'm pretty sure we can all assume that Taurus is not Manscaped.
Well, you know what, J-Bone, you just showed that. I got to give kudos. Obviously, we all know what Impact Wrestling has been doing for Joe Doring with the T-shirts and all for raising funds.
Joe with Deaner. My God, I'm pissed.
But on their eBay store, I just saw that they put up Taurus donated his mask from, I believe, Emergence in Chicago that he wore in the Lucha match he had there. And he donated that mask on eBay. I think it was already over $200. And obviously that will all go proceeds to Joe Doring.
Yeah, I see it right now. $222.50, 32 bids on it right now. There's 5 days left. That
feels like that could that feels like a $500 hitter to me.
I'll tell you what looks good on here. Not just because I'm a Sami Mark, but the Sami and Moose autographed Clockwork Orange House of Fun chair is on here too.
There you go.
At $50. So good stuff on the site here, guys. Take a look. Everything going to Joe. That's fantastic.
I did notice something. If you're looking for a quick last minute gift for fans, wrestling fans who may be collecting action figures, I noticed that Ringside Collectibles has a tremendous sale going on. They call it Black Friday 3.0 or something. I mean, some of them are just an absolute steal. And they have the boss fight figures, Taya Valkyrie, Hoovy. I think they've got a Phoenix on there too. They're like $5 right now. Where are you going to find a brand new fig in package for $5? So yeah, especially if you're a fan of Taya or Hoovy.
Very cool.
After you get your Manscaped, get a Taya figure.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Nice. Where we leave off here, let's go. Yes, the contract signing in the back, a little tense, but then Tasha walked in with this thing. You know, Tasha walks in talking shit. Basically, you're getting the setup here for Tasha to get the winner, and this to me is a big push for Tasha. I'm excited about that because they're basically endorsing her with being the one who's going to level up next. After that, after the Mickey and Jordan thing is done, Tasha's the next player here. A lot of confidence, a lot of mic time. She looked good. She got a great little promo in there too. We're all big fans of Tasha. I know Mark literally drools over Tasha. The flooding in Texas is due to Mark drooling over Tasha Steeles. That's what's going on. But I'm excited.
I gotta say,
yeah.
I think in the last week that was announced that she was resigned for.
Yes, that's another one.
Years.
That's another one.
So
speaking of a little breaking news though, Bison is going to start doing YouTube shorts for the channel of breaking news and like an impact in 60 seconds kind of thing. So the little YouTube shorts you get and the Instagram reels, Bison's going to start doing those when there's a little breaking news. So keep an eye for that, guys. He's going to be putting that out there. And then, guys, if you're following Bison, please send him condolences. His mother-in-law recently passed. So please give him your condolences. That's why he was off of yesterday's show. So he wasn't able to join Steve and Joe yesterday.
Shocked to the family. Shocked for us to hear it too. Yeah.
So please give your well wishes to Bison and his wife and his family, please.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you keep an eye for breaking news like that. We'll report it as it happens. A little quicker too. And and it might be if Bison wants to take it on, but it could be any of us if anything strikes. So
like
keep
the
an eye
old
for that.
days. We did it a few times.
We've done it a few times. But Bison wants to be consistent when I say, hey, listen, take the ball and run with it, man. If you want, nobody argued with him on that one. So we're all busy, but we appreciate Bison doing it from across the pond over there.
Unless he's sleeping, then we might have to do it.
Unless he's sleeping, then you got to do it. Then Bill, it's on you, buddy. Bill doesn't sleep anyway. He's like a vampire anyway, so it's gonna be you, Bill. Like YouTube shorts.
I'm here to report the news.
I used to do it in that voice. If it's after midnight, it's Dracula Bill doing it for all the breaking news from Transylvania, Pennsylvania.
That was a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror thing.
What, Transylvania, Pennsylvania?
Well, yeah, instead of Transylvania, they're from Pennsylvania.
Mike Bailey and Gia Miller talk about the whole the Kenny King incident, which is it's building. Kenny and Mike is going to be good. Mike Bailey, he talks like just a sweet guy. Like he's just such a wholesome guy. He's like, well, if he doesn't want to fight me, well, I'm going to continue to be the best guy here, and I'm going to keep working hard. Ding!
I thought we were friends.
Exactly. Play that one again.
I thought we were friends.
Exactly. He's like, that's just a nice guy. Nice dude. I thought we were friends. Nice guy. That's Mike Bailey.
Yeah,
So,
but we don't have a Kenny King blurb here, but if he had something to say, he'd probably say something like this.
Does it look like I give it?
You'd say,
K-I-N-G
King.
We should have played
Did
that.
it play or no?
It played.
Yeah.
It shortened a little bit though.
I'll do it again.
Does it look like I give a damn?
Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
I didn't see it the first time.
Oh, weird. We go right to Alan Angels and Sami Callihan. Now we talked about this with Deaner at the top of the hour. Now, guys, if you're just joining in, make sure to go back and hear Cody Deaner for almost 45 minutes on the show, man. How cool is that?
It was about a half hour.
For 45 minutes on the show.
I thought it was a half hour.
We are marketing here, J-Bone. Marketing. I think it was like 45 minutes on.
I tell you,
I don't want to get ourselves.
45 minutes.
I don't want to get ourselves in trouble either.
I think you asked your last question at about 28 or 29 minutes.
Okay.
For 44 minutes, we talked about we did talk about this match with him, and we talked about the direction of the current the design with Alan Angels and Big Con. What's that, go, Jay?
Amazing guest.
Yeah, definitely a top 5 TNI guest for sure.
Hell yeah, man.
But the feud with Sami, I love it. I mean, this whole intervention of Sami into the story of the design is really cool. And he told you, Deaner said it. You got to pay attention to the little details that they're dropping in. Sami is a critical part of what set the trajectory in motion for what has now become the design without Eric Young. So, it's interesting to see that this feud is interesting.
And it is like you said, don't start it out down here. Go right for a top guy.
Absolutely.
I mean, he may not be champ, but we all know Sami Callihan is still a top guy in this company. There is almost no one as horrifying to deal with in the world of professional wrestling than the only Sami Callihan.
Yeah.
So going after him, just to say it takes some tremendous cojones. So and I'm glad
either that or
look at this dumbass.
One or the other. One or the other. But no, it's cool because you're going right for the guy. You're going right for him. You're going right in, and I think that's one of the cool things about it. You're going right in, and it's like you're starting at the top, like Jay was repeating that Deaner said. You got to go in heavy if you're gonna make this thing work. So I like it because otherwise, like you said, if they started off low, they start off small. Jesus, who bonus baby?
Where's the Bluetooth sponsorship?
What are we talking about here?
we gotta they love the wrestling pods. We gotta get it on them. Jay, it's gotta have to be you taking the bullet for this one here. The Bluetooth. I mean, I'm back on the market here. I can't be admitting any of these kind of things. I need you.
I think
on
Kyle didn't Kyle have it?
Kyle's a user.
Yes, he's a user.
Kyle's a user.
He's like the Hair Club for Men president. He's also
a client.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to Blue Chew about that. We'll see what we got.
There we go.
Angels and Callihan was great because Sami won this one. So he lost last week to Khan. They tried a bunch of stuff. Another brutal match. He beats Angels. So catch driver 97. So good match. Now you lost to one, you beat one. You're not going to get to you can't get to the king. You got these henchmen blocking the way. What happens next week? Now, I want to see this roll into the holiday break. I'm assuming. So, Bill, these tapings are taking us all the way to Hard to Kill, right? This is the whole block?
Be beyond the new year, correct?
Okay. So then you have the week of Christmas, which I think is going to be a best of. I'm guessing. So
I don't know if they've officially announced it, but that I would say
Christmas and New Year's, right? Usually the last two are recap shows. They've been
I know me and Kyle were having this conversation like a week ago. Is it going to be next week or is it going to be the week after? I would assume it's that between Christmas and New Year's week. I don't know if Impact has put out. Well, did they actually say next week on Impact during the show tonight?
Yeah.
Tonight.
So I think they did. So
then
it's definitely that week in between Christmas and New Year's would be the best.
Okay. So you get that week out. Okay. That's fine. Cool. Keep an eye on that.
Because I know that's also out there, the survey for the different superstar match of the year, moment of the years. I forget when that closes. It might close very quickly.
I'm going to assume next week, if anything. We'll see. We'll take it out. It's on the website. Take it out. It's on the website at impactwrestling.com. Afterwards, they attacked Sami. They were distracting him, and then Khan took him out. So they got the feud continues on this one. Backstage, Giselle comes up to Deanna, said we should get the band back together. Deanna's like, no, you're not. You're the Yoko Ono. You were the Yoko Ono of the group. Interesting reference in 2022 because I feel like I wonder how many of the fans will get the reference.
Well, it came back with the documentary, the Get Back documentary, but it actually put Yoko in a little better light to most people.
That's what I heard. I didn't see
if you watched the whole thing, which I know it was long.
Well, because the original cut of it, which you can't find anywhere now, they've eliminated it from history that it happened. But the original cut of that documentary from the old days made Yoko out to be like goddamn Gamora, like it was nuts. But now apparently it's like, she wasn't as bad. It was more like they just were sick and tired of just doing it. They want to get it, get it over with. But interesting reference. But Giselle says, come on, you get a rematch, you need a partner. I think what's his name? Jay Vidal.
Yeah.
He was there.
Vidal,
so, and so she agrees. Deanna agrees. She reluctantly agrees. You're going to get a tag team here. So basically, Giselle stepping in for Chelsea. Which Chelsea going back up north? Is that the idea?
Rumors.
Yeah, that's a little bit of speculation there. Right now, I think she's wrapping up stuff with NWA from what I've heard. But yeah, it could be up north.
Okay. You get the Taylor.
How do you wrap up something with NWA, J-Bone?
I don't know. Idea. You tell me, J-Bone? Yeah, I don't know.
Get him out! Get him the hell out!
Talk to Taurus about that bullshit.
Oh man!
You make him your champions. How you get out of it?
Whoa! Hey!
Wrap that up.
Gentlemen.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I need the positive light in here. I had to lighten the mood in this place. That's how you do it. You can't beat that. Great clip. We got the vignette for Taylor Wilde, which got Alicia very excited. She was in our chat. She is sick today. She's not feeling too good, guys. Tarot cards. And she says she's neither masculine or feminine. Without the shadow, there's no light. Without conflict, there's no victory. And from disillusionment emerges a wild witch. This is literally Alicia. It's what this is. So, she's excited about it. It's a character refresh for Taylor. I'm psyched, Bill. I think it's going to be fun for her.
Yeah, I am very much looking forward to this. I think this is much more of her own character. And as Deaner was saying, I think this is a tried and true thing in wrestling. I remember back in the day when Steve Austin showed up in ECW, and he it's be more like yourself. Bring yourself into your character. That's how you're going to do it. And Taylor, this is more like who she is today. So I think this is going to be a good change of pace for her character. Offer something new, something different, which going to definitely be interesting to find out. And I know, Trent, you haven't seen it yet, but the stuff she's been doing on the social media has been something pretty interesting.
I gotta watch this now. I gotta see what's going on here.
I can't wait to see how this all ties in with Sue. I really can't.
I can't wait to see that as well. I'm excited. You guys got me thinking about that now. So I'm gonna check it out after the show. But yeah, this is gonna be fun to see how it all shapes up with Taylor. I think it's cool that they're giving her a little bit of a refresh. I think she was due. She was due for a little refresh after the. I never took the punk rock thing to her. I'm sure that's she loves it, but she didn't strike me as the punk rock. This seems a lot like her. Now, there's another witch out there on the indies, Kaya McKenna, who's doing a witch gimmick. I want to know how different or similar these two are going to be, because there's not really any witches aside from those two in wrestling.
Well, I know Kaya was on her podcast.
Oh, Taylor's
podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
She was on her podcast.
So you could probably find out all this information.
So maybe there's something there, man. Maybe there's a little something to it.
It's something you don't see a lot. I know I just recently started watching NXT again, and I know there's a girl that's doing some kind of witchy stuff on there too. I can't think of her name. I apologize. But so yeah, it's still not something, it's not a gimmick that's overdone. So yeah, there has to be a level of authenticity, like we were speaking to Deaner about earlier, that comes across with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just put on a mask and be like, okay, I'm this guy now. No, you gotta project it. You'd be like,
Up next was the Swinger Challenge. Him and Dice have to win 50 matches in order to get a break around the company. First challenge here was Bhupinder, and
I believe in Joe Hendry.
So that was awesome. The best part of this was when he's coming out, and you know how it breaks into that epic guitar solo. Tom Hannafin starts talking, and Ray Wall goes, "Are you kidding? Are you kidding?" This is the part where you don't talk. I was purposely not talking. How do you talk over that guitar solo? What's wrong with you, Adafin? I was dying because the way he just was like, are you serious? This is the part I was waiting for the whole time. Awesome.
Kudos to the commentary team because they've been
on
killing it now.
They have good chemistry.
What a
have,
connection.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think they have nailed it with their chemistry. I'm very impressed. I was very impressed with them in terms of their chemistry, but also I like their professionalism. When we did the AAW crossover, they did their homework. The amount of knowledge those two dropped about our company was really awesome. Very humbling and very touching. I thanked them both personally because I was very taken back by how much time they put into learning about the company.
Hold on.
What do we got?
The humbling.
Are you kidding? Are you freaking kidding? Holy crap. Put that on screen, Justin. What are you doing?
Justin Miller.
Merry Christmas. My God. Just thank you for the ultimate Warrior super sticker right here, my man. You didn't have to do that, man.
Man.
God. You don't have to.
Beautiful.
Justin,
Beautiful.
that is so nice of you, man. That is super cool. Thank you, man. Pick your sound bite. I mean,
That goes beyond you. Well, first you'll get a Scott, but pick
Wrestling!
Gets the Scott. And I'll give another Joe Hendry for positivity.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
And I'll give him a Jesse Spano for myself.
I'm so excited! I'm so excited!
There we go. Those are from us. Now, you guys pick your own. That's holy crap, Justin. Thank you very much. Truly appreciate it, guys. Hey, Cordy with that one too. Give her a Demore too.
Oh yeah, the coach.
Merry
Thank you,
Christmas.
Cordy.
Thank
Much
you,
love.
guys. Yeah, thanks, Courtney. Thank you, Justin, and Courtney, for the super stickers.
Impact Wrestling!
Hey, speaking of Christmas, have you guys seen Violent Night?
Yes.
Holy shit.
That was a
man.
good time.
It was phenomenal. I watched it twice in the same week.
Oh, all right. I saw it once. I could definitely watch it again. Now, Trent, you weren't on just because you mentioned a film. You weren't here when I brought up a trailer I saw for what looks like it might be one of the most epic films of all time.
What was it?
Cocaine Bear.
I saw that. It played before the damn Violent Night. I go, what the hell?
That's what I was saying. It was there, and it was the Red Band trailer. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this? Cocaine Bear.
And that's
so
actually
ridiculous.
based on a real story, but then of course it's all blown up. But yeah, that trailer that came out a week or two ago. Hilarious.
On Armand's note here, to me, it became one of my ultimate favorite Christmas movies. It's Die Hard, Bad Santa.
I was going to say, it's very Die Hard.
And Bad Santa. And,
it's a mix.
And Home Alone. And
well, it really was. It was like an homage to all those movies.
Everything. Christmas Carol, everything's in it. You know, it's awesome. Cocaine Bear is real. It is real.
Oh, it's real.
It's a real movie.
It's real Critical Sting.
To our Jewish friends, happy Hanukkah. There you go. Jake, can you do the throat thing? Can you do the accent?
Aha.
Aha.
Like, were you just doing the Eddie Murphy?
He was doing the Eddie Murphy. Great movie, guys. Honestly, it's Die Hard meets Home Alone with Scrooged in there and Bad Santa. It's phenomenal, fantastic. Thank you, Paul. You saw it too.
Don't forget Coming to America. It's a wonderful Christmas story. It's just
happy Kwanzaa to our brothers and Moose. You know, Moose is going to celebrate Kwanzaa. You know, let's Moose. So we got a picture of Moose where he's dressed up for Kwanzaa here. Let me just pull that up because he sent that in last Kwanzaa. There we go.
In my ass.
There you go. That's Moose dressed up for Kwanzaa. So
well,
Moose is
this one's a little more current.
You're a scumbag.
That's for everybody.
Yeah, come on. You're stepping on the plate.
No, happy holidays to everybody. There's a lot going on, so hopefully you're enjoying it. But go watch Violent Night.
Whatever you may celebrate, much love to you guys.
Yes.
Have a safe holiday.
Festivus.
For the rest of us. I was obnoxiously laughing in the theater. I was that guy for this one. I lost my goddamn mind on this movie. Me and Skull.
I was definitely laughing. Like I don't know if there's any movie in a theater where I'd say obnoxiously laughed, other than one movie ever.
Which one? Borat's going. I was really hoping you wouldn't say Cabin Boy because we'd have to end this podcast.
No, but I think it was because I just did not know what I was getting into with Borat.
Yeah.
I was just dying the whole time.
Borat's a good one. Borat, go watch Violent Night. It's very festive, and honestly, it really is.
Yeah, like I was having a good time. Like I was like internally cheering the whole time. It was like Die Hard. You're like, yeah, get him.
There was a lot of Die Hard feel to it, like with the walkies. Oh my god, great shit.
Is it only in theaters or is it streamable? Sometimes they do that.
Theaters only right now.
I think it is theaters only. I guess it'll be soon enough, but it's worth going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spend the holiday season.
Yeah, Jay.
There you go.
You'll thank us. We're almost done here, guys. Let's roll it up here.
I'll take the misses.
Yeah, it's a great date night movie. Jason Hodge backstage doing his shoelaces. Skyler walks up to him and he's like, I'm sick of the disrespect we get here all the time. People call us just good hands. We really don't get a break. He goes, how about we do it together? How about you and I take this on as a tag team? And they give each other some kind of weird handshake, and that was it. They agreed to be in a tag team. I think it's great. Jay, you've been a Skyler fan. I have not. I will admit this to you right now. I'm not really a big Sky. I saw him wrestling for Billy Corgan's promotion in Chicago, Resistance Pro, in 2012. And I remember bragging on him. Me and my buddy going, "Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit." Like just dogging him. Like
you sound like me.
Yeah,
we were first round.
Oh yeah, we were tough on Skyler from the crowd. We really gave him a hard time. I that was something I yelled at him at one point. It was so rough that the crowd's like, "Damn, man, what did he do to you?" Like I was just dogging him hard.
There's just something about Skyler where it feels like easy to like go after him.
Sure.
I don't know. Is it the face? Is it the attitude he comes out with? It's just something. It's like you just want to go after him verbally.
It's a little bit of everything. It feels like with him, a little bit of everything, all the above.
He's been around a long time, and I'm excited to see him start a new tag team because a lot of the stuff that I used to watch from him from the indies back years ago was with a guy by the name of Corey Hollis. And then they did some like storyline thing where the team broke up and they had Oriole remembers. And so it's cool to see a veteran like Skyler working with an up-and-comer like what's his name? Jason Hodge. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, I think
I said Hodge. I said, get away from this guy. He'll ruin you, kid.
He'll ruin you. Just put that stink on you, kid. Hey, listen, let's see what they can do. I'm curious if they can, because they need some tag teams anyway. Why not?
Well, speaking of tag teams, we didn't say it in the news, but congratulations to Impact's very own Bullet Club, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, for reaching the finals of the tag tournament over in New Japan.
Yeah, those two are just, they're worldwide right now, man. Ace is just on fire with stuff, and it's nuts. It's nuts how quick they're sending this thing. They're really taking Bullet Club as a whole doesn't have the hype it once did, but those two are really keeping it alive in terms of like keeping it cool. So I like that. I like that a lot.
Well, yeah, and if you don't have guys like Jay White or other people from the crew stateside, then yeah, it's great to have a team like Bay and Ace still representing them. And so unfortunately, yeah, they are on their way home. I was hoping that they were going to be there. Not to have them not spend the holidays with their families, but to go to the finals and then go to Wrestle Kingdom. So, but it's a great take to see that team get this kind of run there. it's the best thing that could have happened to them together, because they are still a fresh tag team. But man, if they had that kind of chemistry to get to the finals, man, that's just amazing. They're gonna come back with the biggest freaking chip on their shoulder. So anybody they face, all I can say is look out.
Yeah, dude, I'm psyched for it. I think it's gonna be cool. I'm excited to see what's now they're back. How do you keep that flow going? I think you'll start seeing them together, booked a lot of times together now on shows. If a promoter, I think it'd be smart. You get a little influence of both, and it can turn into something. So I think that's fun. So
I think it'd be too sweet.
Yeah, I guess it would be, J-Bone. Macklin's backstage talking about just he's bitter at the company, and he's saying, "Well, I just got to take what I want." And sorry, Rich Swann, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, so I'm going to plow over you. It's a good old tag him and bag him, is what he's saying. And then main event, tag titles. Heath and Rhino defending the titles against the Guns. I was kind of taken back by something. They're like, the Guns have held the titles twice before. And I'm like, that's it? I feel like they've held the tag belts like 6 times at this point, but only twice.
They've held them in several different companies like Ring of Honor and New Japan and such. They're also New Japan Strong Tag Team Champs right now. So they got 2 titles under their belts right now. So I guess I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but yes.
Well, you did jump ahead, but this was exciting.
I love this match!
Stuff. Great stuff. No, it was exciting. It was Bill's decked out in the gear. Just what you expect. I didn't see it coming at all. I didn't see the finals. I didn't see the finish coming at all on this one. I did not think they're going to put it on those guys so quickly after Heath and Rhino just won them. But hey, listen, fun stuff. Very fun stuff. It's good for the Guns. They're going to take it to Japan now. Never hurts. Never hurts. That's the main new tag team champions, Motor City Machine Guns. Bill, you got the gear on. Talk about it.
No, it was, and kudos. I think we got to give respect to Heath and Rhino. I thought they did a pretty good job there. Obviously, you saw the transition from the Kingdom, who were obviously leaving, and then maybe that was a last minute thing, so they were to transition to get it to the Guns. But that's the right call. Like right now with the tag division, it feels like it is like in Impact. You kind of seen it. There's always different teams, but it feels like they are worthy of holding the mantle for the tag division, because these are future Hall of Famers. And I'm with you, Trent. It does feel crazy that so many fewer reigns than you think they had in Impact Wrestling. But it's one of those things. It's just like where like Roddy Piper was never winning titles. It was like the Guns were always involved in stuff. And obviously Sabin had a bunch of individual accolades over the years, but it's good. They deserve this because they've been so good these last couple of years. They should get more of runs with titles and things like that to really show that they are one of the best tag teams this company's ever seen. And they better be in the Hall of Fame
without
5 years from now.
Without a doubt. Guys, I meant to address this earlier. Armand was at the show. You ran to Armand at these tapings. That's right. I remember seeing the photo. That's nice. Yeah.
Armand. I think he was at the last ones too. He's been making the tours when they go down there. So that's very cool to see.
Very nice, Armand. Cool. Good to see you. Good. I'm glad you and Bill were able to connect again. That's cool. A lot of mixed bag in here about the some people like Bell's didn't like Heath and Rhino. He thinks they sucked as champs, but but
well now and here now all right. I gotta say now. I don't know if it comes off as well on TV as live, but both Heath and Rhino get some of the biggest pops of the night.
100%. I don't think there's ever been a time
like I know you might be like, casual fans and stuff like that, but there's something to that. You got to respect that the fans and those guys, I know a lot of it is chance and stuff like that people know, but it gets people involved. It gets pop. And Heath and Rhino, I know like Rhino's last ECW champion from way back when, but he can still go in the ring.
Heath
has impressed me beyond since he came here. I think Heath is very good in the ring. I think, but his whole character. Well, once again, I said I'm with the Guns should have won. I think they were a transition team, but I think they definitely serve a purpose, and the crowd loves them. Heath and Rhino.
Yeah, I think so. I think they absolutely. They're fun. Listen, I just saw Rhino on an indie like a week and a half ago, and dude, he can still go. He still puts his all in. Rhino's never not been over. You know what I mean? He's very, very over.
Yeah, people love going gore. Like it's like there's something to you need that. Just like we talked about Bully bringing the heat, you need a Heath, you need a Rhino to to get the buzz, to get the crowd jacked up, and they bring it.
Absolutely, man. So that's it. That's the show. We got new tag team champions leading into the new year. Fun stuff. That is Impact on Access TV for December 15th, 2022. Only, guys, 9 days to it's 10 days to Christmas. This is it. 10 days. Hanukkah starts Sunday. Come on, get on your stuff.
The final countdown.
I haven't bought anything. I haven't bought a single thing for anybody. I've indulged. My tree is amazing. Bill, I got a train that goes around my tree now that plays that plays music. And it's got a Santa and an elf and it's got a penguin and one more thing.
A penguin
and a reindeer. There's 4 cars and it blows steam and everything. This thing's awesome.
I like that.
I love it. I always wanted a train. My tree's beautiful. I got a great tree.
I haven't. I do have a train set upstairs that I have not put out, but maybe I will. I stopped by the parents last night. And usually my dad likes to put out a train every year, but he didn't want to do the work. So he's like, just bring down the liquor train.
The liquor train?
Yes. If you're not familiar with this, actually, when I was in Florida last year, I still saw we went to a liquor store and I saw this was like big in I think it was the 80s, where the different liquor stores would have, it's actually each, from the locomotive all the way to the caboose, there's actually liquor in there in the car. So it's really? But it actually, it was almost like a display piece, but they even sold track for it. But it's a liquor train. So he has it in his den. So I brought it down and put it around the tree for him.
I need a picture of it. I'm trying a picture. I need a picture of this. You have to get me a picture of this. I got to see it.
I will get you a picture of it.
All right, Bill, you have a request here before we get out of here. Armand wants to know, what was the return segment you're talking about?
I know people thought it might be my final thought, which was a previous segment.
Yeah.
But I'm bringing back not my segment. I'm bringing back Scumbag of the Week.
Oh, whoa. Hold on. What brought this on? What's going on? Who is it? Well, we need to play something here. Here we go.
Because I like scumbags.
Did I jump the gun? Were you gonna play that? Oh, I'm sorry.
We got a lot of bike jumpers.
Okay.
They nominated for Scumbag of the Week.
Okay, all right.
Both of you jumping on the Scumbag.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to. I you should have warned me. I didn't know. Go ahead.
Well, you guys were nominated, but you did not win.
Oh, we were
because
shit.
There's only one winner for Scumbag of the Week. The guy that said bring back Scumbag of the Week and didn't show up for Scumbag of the Week. Kyle.
Oh, of course.
You are always the honorary member of the Peanut Club and the Scumbag of the Week. So, Kyle.
You're a scumbag.
You really are, you piece of shit, Kyle. You really are a piece of shit, Kyle.
Kyle
is a scumbag. Because I like scumbags.
What's that picture, though? What is that? What year is that from? Oh, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And leave me out.
If anybody wants to nominate future Scumbags of the Week, please put it in the comments.
Or tweet it at We Talk Impact.
Let us know. Who would you want to be Scumbag of the Week?
Or directly to Bill at William M. Gardner. How about that?
Or let me know.
Yeah. But let's end it with a positive.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
You missed it, though. You missed it. All right. Let's get the wrap. Let's get the wrap. Let's get the plugs in here. Guys, you can follow the show at We Talk Impact, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Go ahead and follow it on all the social media platforms. Just type in Total Nonstop Impact on Google. The search and things come up. The YouTube channel, Twitch. We're on all those platforms. Any audio platform that you have that you can listen to podcasts on, we're on it. Please get on there. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Podbean, you name it. It's on everything. So give it a listen. Give it a rating. Check it out on YouTube. Twitch still keeps the video on demand. Be sure to subscribe on everything. If you're listening, if you're watching, give us a sub. ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Spreadshirt. The link is in the description below. You can also go to Spreadshirt.com and do a search for Total Nonstop Impact. It comes right up. And, get some T-shirts, guys. Get some stuff. Remember the schedule, TNI UK on Wednesday, main flagship show on Thursday, and then every other week we have We Talk Indies with Ashley, Jameis, and Tiff. They're doing an indie-centric show. It's a VOD for us because it's hosted. They go live on Ashley's channel, and we host it on TNI as a.
I hear Tiff is Queen of the Indies.
She's Queen of the Indies. So Tiff is Queen of the Indies. So if you like indie wrestling and you want to hear like an indie wrestling show from people that we've said, hey, these are cool, these are friends, check it out. We Talk Indies on TNI's channel here. So check it out, guys. Connect. Bill, where can they find you on Twitter?
They can find me at my name, William M. Gardner. I almost thought about actually posting back on Instagram. Then
That's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
maybe the new social media platform.
Yeah, well, what's the new one? Hive. It really took off and it took right back down.
It took off and went right down.
After a week.
It was hot for a whole 48 hours.
You know what? You know why it died? They did not give anybody an easy way to link their profile. Do you notice that? I couldn't just share my profile with and say, here, add me on Hive. People were screenshotting their names and putting it in as a picture. Like,
everybody was screenshotting it. Yeah.
Wait, because you couldn't link somebody. Here's my profile. Go follow me. You couldn't tag them. You couldn't link them. How the hell am I supposed to? I was going through all that trouble, you know? It literally for 48 hours, it was like, we're saved. And then everybody who got pissed at Twitter was like, we're back. Oh, man. So Hive, you're the failure of the week. What a slow death. Not even slow. What a quick death that was. I
think it just told you it's not as easy as everyone thinks.
No, it's not, man. It's really not. But
let's get at is that TikTok thing? Is that still?
It's a breath mint, Jayla. Breath mint.
Is that still?
Well, someone was telling me there's about to be issues with that. I never got on that, but maybe I should.
Me either. The privacy policy.
Can I make an account before you no longer can? I think it's going to be like a thing where, I don't know. Supposedly.
Yeah, like some of those flavors too. Jeez Louise.
All right, Jay, won't get it. Cut his mic, please. A little while ago, 60 Minutes did a special on TikTok's privacy policy and what they basically mine from your phone. That didn't get us over, but Rogan read the privacy policy on his show. He read it out loud. It's messed up. I heard it a year ago on 60 Minutes. Rogan read it. It's scary. I never did. I told people you should get rid of this thing because this thing mines everything on your phone.
That was like what the first Apple stuff where everyone just clicked, but you were actually signing off every right you ever had.
Oh my God. Apparently TikTok even measures your what your screen resolution is. And it'll save that and send that as part of data. It's like, oh, he likes this ringtone.
Well, it's better than measuring other things.
Absolutely. Scary stuff, guys. It's scary stuff, man. What's going on there?
Hey, if I want to eat Tic Tacs in private, man, I don't want to to have the whole world watching me, eating Tic Tacs. I mean, what's up with that?
In the last 3 minutes, I think Jay went and hung out with Mark. So I don't know. It seems like what happened there, but we're gonna get out of J-Bo. Where can they follow you on Twitter?
You can find me on the old Twitter box at Jaybone5150. That's a JAYBONE 5150. You can also follow me over on that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast. You can find it on all the socials.
Very nice. Give J-Bo a follow. The show, guys, at We Talk Impact on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So, an ad. Oh, After Dark, man. So, Bill, are we doing what we talked about tomorrow? Do you want to put that out there? Are we still doing the broadcast?
Are you good? I say we do it. I say we do it.
I'm home late, but we'll do it. Announce it. Go ahead and put it out there to everybody. This is the ultimate After Dark, by the way.
We hinted at this, but we didn't make it official because was trying to figure out everyone's schedule. But I know Trent has availability. I'll make myself available for sure. We'll see who else can join us. We are going to do the show for Joe. We're going to do we're going to go live. We're going to get people on as much as we can. We're going to stay on for a good while. We'll do some trivia. We'll talk some different topics. I'm thinking maybe an IPWF review.
Sure, whatever you can fill the time.
All donations, all super stickers, anything donated to the show, everything 100% proceeds. We're going to direct right to Joe Doring GoFundMe.
Yes. So anything we can, any of the super stickers, all that stuff. We'll go to, now we did something like this before for Toys for Tots also.
Yes. So
we've done that, and we thank you guys for that one, and we donate Toys for Tots. But this one's the show for Joe because we love Joe. I got my shirt. I've been wearing that. I love it. And but yeah, let's support Joe any way we can. Anything helps. And like I said, it's just a way we're gonna broadcast. It's gonna be a late night thing tomorrow.
Yeah. So look at it as it will be After Dark. It will be Family Dinner. It will be all those shows combined into one. So hopefully everyone can join us. But bring questions. Like we'll do Q&As. We'll do everything. It's going to be, it'll be hot tags. But like no one's guaranteed for however long. Obviously I think I'll probably be there at least at the start. And then and then when Trent's there, I'm sure I'll be there for a while too. So we'll see what happens. I know when we did the Toys for Tots one, I think we went about 5 hours or so. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's something similar this time around. So hopefully everyone can join us and we can donate and help Joe Doring.
I just bought a case of energy drinks, so I'm good, man.
I got a ton in my fridge too. I got a lot of coffee. I'm
now J-Bone. I know people are saying what time and where. I know Trent's going to be hopping on later. What time? If you want to start, I'll hop on with you. I don't know what time. Like a normal TNI time, like 10 o'clock ish.
I think that's good. Let's do 10, and then we'll go into the night. However we feel.
That's kind of what we did last time. So if you guys want to kind of plan for that, look for us late tomorrow evening, and we're talking tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow, yeah,
into the wee hours.
And last time we did it, we ended up at 6 a.m. or 6, 7 in the morning. So you never know. But we did do. We were, and Impact graciously jumped in on that one with us too, with a promo code and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was actually really cool.
That was really nice of them to be a part of it with that fundraiser. So we'll see what we can do with this one as well. But yeah, guys, join us tomorrow.
We'll do it on. We did Twitch just the last time. We're going to do YouTube and Twitch, just like our normal shows, just to get as many involved as we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. I think that's the show. So let's call it that. So these people go. Thank you again to Deaner for coming up for 40 plus minutes, man. It was 40 minutes. I'm telling you. But thank you to him for being part of the show. It was an amazing interview. I really loved it. So if you haven't heard it, go back, listen to it again. He says some really cool stuff, and it's been a pleasure to have him on. So please go ahead and thank Deaner for us as well. Tell him you love the appearance.
Yes.
Give him a follow at Cody Deaner. So let him know you enjoyed it. And hey, maybe we'll have him back on here one of these days too. But
there you go.
Outside of that, guys, we're done. Impact Nexus TV review 12/15/2022.
Yeah, this is going to be Friday evening, the show into Saturday, because I know people are watching at all different times. So Friday evening,
yes,
around probably 10 o'clock your time, J-Bone?
No, well, I was
Central or 10 o'clock
It's
Eastern?
9 Central, 10 your time.
9 Central, okay. That's what I was wondering. because we're on different time zones ourselves. So
Right.
I just want to make sure. So, and then obviously, even though we're usually Impact focused, we'll go in all directions. I know Friday night there's a lot of wrestling going on. I think we can make an exception if people want to talk about the different shows going on, because I know Jay obviously on Smash covers AEW. We can talk a little bit of Rampage at some points. We can talk SmackDown. Whatever people want to bring to the table is fine tomorrow night.
Yeah, there you go. Critical Sting. Perfect. Translation, tune in after SmackDown. There you go. Maybe I hear there's a certain guy returning tomorrow night to lay some SmackDown. So we'll see.
All right. Well, there you go. Check that out. Join the show, guys. And
The head of the table, that is.
Well, there you go. All right. We're out of here, everybody. Have a great weekend. Show for Joe tomorrow, and then back with normal scheduled programming next week. And that's the home stretch for the holidays, man. So let's have some fun this weekend. Be ready to hang out. Ash, definitely jump in. Whoever wants, anybody from the TNI fam is going to be on.
Honestly, we'll get the message. TNI UK, like obviously any of those guys,
it'll be their hours.
That might work out for them a little bit. So we'll see.
It might work out for those guys. So Joe, Steve, Bison, Ash, Jameis, Tiff, the whole crew. Everybody can. You never know who's going to jump on tomorrow. So we'll figure it all out. But anyway, guys, Oreo. Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow at the Show for Joe. Have a great rest of your night and a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.